sir.
You good? All right, let's do this. What up, what up, what up, ladies and gentlemen, one and all, older, young, smart, or dumb, to a new episode of the Gas Station Podcast, the podcast where you get filled the fuck up. I'm your host, I'm joined once again by my boys. We got Nobu, aka Amirul, in the building. Nobu, how you feeling, man? I know you were sick for a while. You had a COVID scare. You had to go do your COVID test and shit.
Yeah,
How you feeling now?
I did. I feel a bit disappointed that I didn't get COVID, but that's just
Man,
me.
we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
That's
We're not
just
doing that.
me. Move along,
Why
move
would you
along.
even want that shit?
No,
bro?
if you ask me why would I want, that means you really don't know me.
Yeah, I know. So that's why I said, nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Okay, we're not doing that. Okay, go.
But you were saying that. So how was the COVID test? Because I didn't take. I've never
Oh,
taken a COVID.
basically, I went for the RTK. It's an antigen thing. You get your result. They said it's
24
within
hours?
30 minutes.
Oh,
I got my result within 10 minutes after the test. So
Oh, shit.
I just drive up, park, and the guy park at the window, and then the guy said, okay, just tilt your head a bit to the back, and then he just start doing the thing lah. It's
Right.
not that painful lah, serious. I understand why some people need, because it's a foreign thing entering your nostril, right? So yeah, I get why some people are like sakit and all. But all in all, it was a pleasant experience. 9 over 10 would
it's a
recommend.
pleasant experience.
9 over 10 would actually recommend. I went, yeah. It was good.
Because I watched my girl take it also, and she was like, while she was taking like what it was happening, I was like, oh fuck, I don't want to do that shit. Like,
It was
okay, I'm glad to know it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Okay. Also with us as usual is Kafka Purp, aka Sashi. Sashi, you were complaining a little bit before we started the podcast. Why you want 4-day work week? 3-day weekend.
I don't know if I want 4-day work week or not, but I want at least 3 days weekends.
Then it has to be 4 days work week lah.
You want to take holiday, whatever you take, but I want 3 days weekends. 2 days is not working out for me. Clearly.
It makes I actually like, because why I said we should start, because I actually read this thing last week about this thing called revenge bedtime.
Yeah.
And it's this thing where it's like people who work, like you work the whole day, right? And then people who like sleep late, and it's actually not like, and I do this all the time. I slept at 3 a.m. last night, but like the reason people do that is because the only free time you have during your day is the night time, and it's like, you know, you have to sleep to wake up to work, but you're like, fuck that, this is my free time. I cannot sleep. Like I need to like be awake, watch movie.
maximize that. Yeah,
Correct. Whatever you need, whatever you like to do, right? You do it in that time.
correct.
So I feel you, man. I mean,
I think it's like you can either probably like start awal kerja pun okay though. Like you start awal, like maybe we
Habis
can work
awal.
a bit earlier lah. Habis awal, anything like that lah. But it has to be a 3-day weekend, man.
yeah, like if we ended work at like 4 p.m,
Yeah,
that'd be
but I
nice.
work, but we start early pun okay though.
Yeah.
Because I miss seeing
Yeah.
the evenings, bro. I miss the evenings, the 5:30 evening, that sun. Every time I come out of the building,
Yeah,
it's already 7. It's already dark.
It's already night.
Yeah. So I don't get to see
I feel
evenings,
you, I
man.
feel you.
Evenings are the best.
Yeah, I mean, because we grew up, evening time is when we play bola.
It's
play
always
football
bola or
and-
padang or anything
yeah,
like that.
bicycle,
Bicycle,
or whatever
yeah,
the fuck,
bicycle.
like, yeah. That kind of shit, you know. Oh man, I miss that shit. Okay. I had an okay week, but I've been feeling pretty good this week. Got a little bit of new furniture. I got my table,
Oi.
so we can start recording our podcast here when shit, you know, when shit gets better. Yeah,
That'd be dope.
there's nothing much. Okay, so before we start, like I like to say, you know what? I don't even want to say if you think we're smart, we're smart. Fuck that shit. Like, I don't care how you feel.
We just straight up stupid, by the way.
We don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, correct.
Speaking of people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about,
Ooh.
let's get into our first topic.
Ooh.
So last week we like totally, sorry guys, we totally forgot to bring this up because this is like last week's news, right?
Yeah.
But I will just tell the people watching and listening what we're talking about is the Mangsa brawl that happened. It's a fight that happened last week, I guess last weekend.
I think
not
last
last
weekend.
weekend, two weekends ago,
Yeah.
where a bunch of Indian dudes got into a fight in Bangsa, and a guy was actually killed.
Someone brought a box cutter knife.
Yes, sir. Someone brought a box cutter knife, and he was actually killed. Rest in peace to the dude. I saw the video, man. I saw the video of the dude lying down, like in front of the shop, like
Yeah,
covered in blood. Like,
he was still alive, I think, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
in the
that
video
time.
he
Yeah,
was still alive.
I think he died in the hospital.
Yeah, he died in the
Yeah,
hospital.
yeah. Yeah, so it was a fight, and from what I've gathered, from what I've read and stuff like that, even the police report and stuff says that, like, it was like a revenge type situation. These whoever the fuck who came and ambushed the two guys who were attacked were looking for these guys for a long time over some issue. And
Apparently, they were like the same gang.
Yep, they were.
It's a gang related, is it?
It's gang related, but they were from the same gang.
Yeah.
But I guess some shit happened lah. Tak puas hati, it happens. And it's an old issue, and that's how it went down lah. And then over the next few days, a lot of conversations started to happen lah, where there's this one group of people who are like, oh look, here's another drunk Indian people fighting all over again. And there was another group of people who was trying to educate people, right? So I'll start with that. I'll start with I can't remember the Instagram page exactly. I'm sorry, but there was an Instagram page who posted like an infographic about where the stereotype of India Mabuk comes from, and how back in the British times they put these toddy shops in. I think we've had this conversation on this podcast where the British put the toddy shops near the estates and shit, and people couldn't really afford food, and they made the toddy really cheap, and that just became a thing, and blah blah blah. And
Yeah.
So I mean, okay, that was great. I like the conversation and stuff, but there was also a flip side of that conversation, which first I saw a lot of on Twitter, and then somebody decided to speak on it, which I'll get to in a while. So the conversation is, hey, look, this is the problem, because us Indians are trying to progress in Malaysia and blah blah blah, but then like situations like this, when it happens, it makes everybody else think of us a certain way. Okay, which I can understand. I can understand you feeling that way, but again, like I said, probably a few weeks ago, whatever, this is a thought that's coming from what's known as the ironically what's known as the Bangsa bubble, right? The people who, what Bangsa bubble means is the people who live in the city, who have good jobs, their parents took care of them, father doctor, mother lawyer, all this kind of shit. All right. So on the back of that, somebody decided to make a video to address this. Now, this is someone that I have had I wouldn't call it a real issue lah. It's just like I've never liked that this person was chosen to be like the spokesperson for Indian people on the internet. Her name is Nandini. She works for says.com. And like I said before the podcast, that's the token Indian lah, the one Indian person who speaks on all the Indian shit. Right? Whatever Indian shit happens, okay, you go and talk about it, right?
Yeah.
And let me preface this by saying, this is not like a personal attack on her. Okay? I'm just talking about what she said. So in the video, and I will try later to maybe like overlay a little bit of a video so people can watch it, or maybe I'll link it in the description so people can watch it. In the video, she basically bashes the quote unquote Indian people who are ruining it, in her words, ruining it for the other Indian people who are trying to make it and trying to do good and blah blah blah. She goes on to say things like, why y'all have to fight? Why y'all have to do this? Why you have to do that? Why y'all cannot look at me? Look at people like us. We studied, we did this, we became successful, we have good jobs. Why y'all have to do this? Blah 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 blah. Which again, coming from, and I don't know what her family is like. So she could be the first person, and she could come from a poor family, and she could have made it and become this person or whatever the fuck. That's cool. That's great. I'm glad it worked out for you. And then at one point she spoke about, I just said about the thing about like, British people thought and stuff like that, and that's how I started with the Indian Mabuk shit, right? She said something like, "Oh, that happened how many hundred years ago? Why we still harping on that shit?" Blah blah blah. And on top of that, the worst part about it was at the end of the video, she pleads to other races in our country to bear with us. She literally says, while we are trying to fix this thing, to the Malays and the Chinese, please bear with us. Okay, we are not all like that, blah, 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 blah. Now, I'll tell you why I have a problem with that. Because what you're doing is you are reinforcing whatever the fuck people think about Indian people. Number one. Number two, you have no clue, and maybe you do. I don't know her personally, so maybe you do. I'm just talking about what she said. You have no clue about what that situation was about. That fight was not a drunken fight. Those two guys were walking to their car to leave.
Correct.
People were looking for them over an issue related to gang shit or whatever the fuck, right? You have no idea what those people, you think people, my problem is this, you really think people want to be in gangs? Like, do you really think that? Do you really think that people just get up and be like, I want to be in a gang and I want to do this, I want to rob for a living, I want to kill people for a living, I want to sell drugs for a living? No. This is a circumstance. And I hate saying this word because, people sometimes, when people say this word, they're like, oh, here we go again. But this is systemic oppression. When you say something like, oh, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, the British did this to us, let it go. No, it is deeply ingrained, Like this whole culture of India Mabo or whatever the fuck, right? It might be a joke. It might be something that we're like, you can't say that, blah, blah, blah. But it's really deeply ingrained in the Indian community. I know people whose fathers were drunks and then they become drunks and then their children become drunks, and it's something that needs to be fixed. I'm not saying that it's not something that needs to be fixed. I'm saying when you talk like that and you are creating a divide now. Oh, there's the good Indians and there's the bad Indians. Fuck you. Fuck you. What the fuck you know about their circumstance and what the fuck they had to go through and why the fuck they want to do this in the first place? You think people want to risk their lives and try to end up in jail and blah 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 all this shit just because of she was saying, oh, they all watch movies and that's why they want to fight? They all watch Indian movies and it's fights and blah 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 and that's why they want to fight. Bro, what? Get the fuck out of here.
I hate that. I hate that point that she made though. It has nothing to do with movies, lah.
It has nothing to do with that.
Like that point, right? It's like you can just say it out, like, oh, they watch movies and the movies are influencing and all that. Okay,
glorifying violence and everything.
Yeah, but how do I say that? It's such a shallow point, Like you can just say it to some random guy who doesn't like. Who doesn't know anything about this, and he'll be like, yeah, it must be the movies,
Yes.
Dude, maybe the movies is based on real life lah. How about that?
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Okay, fine. Then I can say, I watched Hancock and now I want to dress up as a superhero and stand outside and be a drunken superhero. Yeah, that shit did that to me. How many Western movies are based in violence? But you don't want to fucking talk about that. You can make a whole entire fucking video about how great Marvel is when all Marvel is fucking violence. But then you can sit here and say, oh, it's because of this shit that fuck you. It's not like, look, you are creating another divide. All those people on Twitter, so I'm talking to y'all, so I'm not talking just to her. All those people, you're sitting in your nice house with your I'm glad your parents made it. Okay, their parents were poor. They managed to study, become this, blah, blah, blah. Great. Of course, that's going to happen in any community, not just Indian, Malay community also like that, Chinese community also like that. We talk about all the time, oh, Chinese people are so rich. A lot of them are so rich. A lot of them come from really poor backgrounds as well. Yes, of course that can happen. But you cannot speak to an entire community and say, why don't all of y'all do that? When there is so much oppression and there's so much opportunity that we do not get, you cannot speak like that from your fucking.
No, the problem it's with these videos is they think they are trying to enlighten these people. Oh, by me making this video, I'm going to enlighten a lot of people. Look, no one from the side that had the problem, the gangsterism
Saw
problem,
this
are going to
video.
watch your video.
Nobody.
Those who watch your video are just the agreeable people. Like, oh yeah, must be right. Whatever you're saying is right. How is your message even being conveyed to the other side? They ain't watching your videos.
They don't have Instagram accounts, bro.
Yeah. So who are you talking to?
Yeah. Who are you talking to? You are talking to people just like you who are privileged. And I'll acknowledge I'm one of those people. I'm a privileged guy. I can see the video and I have the time. You're not really none of this shit. And she did this whole thing where, oh, I'm gonna talk in Tamil on this video, huh? And like try to be
and all these bloody sims on the comment be like, oh Akka, your Tamil so nice, Hey, come on lah.
Bloody
Please
Sims.
lah.
fuck off.
Don't simp like this lah. Chill.
Fuck off, man. Like I all of it to me is wrong. Look, if you want to fix this situation, we need to go into the communities and work there, not shit on these people. Because like I said, these people don't want to do these things. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit up there and talk about a movie like Jagat and be like, this is an amazing movie, and then not acknowledge the fact of what Jagat is talking about systemic gangsterism and all that kind of shit. The cycle that happens. You cannot do that. What the fuck is that? It doesn't make sense to me. You sit up there with your fucking blue lipstick or purple lipstick or whatever the fuck you're wearing, and you just because you made it and whoever the fuck accepted you, and you now are you are the spokesperson for all the Indian shit now. Man, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah, just remember that I've never felt represented by this girl.
No.
Yeah, I've never felt represented by you. Yeah.
No, like, okay, I get it. I understand that, okay, it's great. It's great that, okay, Sales.com hired this girl and like, okay, trying to make it more like diverse or whatever the fuck, which is what corporate companies do.
Wait. Also, why is she the only one who's trying to speak for all the Indian matters? Bring some other person lah. Have 2-3 opinions lah. Like,
speak to somebody who are leaders in the community. People who have been around these people and who are actively trying to make change. Those are the people who should speak on issues like this. Not you sitting in your whatever condo or whatever the fuck. Nah. Even I have nothing to say about this. I'm like, yo, rest in peace to that man. Yes, gangsterism is a problem and we need to fix it. But the way to fix it is not by downing these people and being like, y'all are the reason why everybody look at Indians this way. Y'all are the reason why we cannot get jobs. Y'all are the reason why we cannot
it's the tone, It's the tone, It's the very much, look, I'm trying to give you an advice kind of tone. Yeah, that tone doesn't work.
Fuck off, it doesn't work.
Yeah, that tone doesn't work. You're not anyone to give me advice or
no.
For any Indians, and the Indians that you're addressing, I'm not watching your video.
No.
Also, I don't know. I don't know if this is 100% true or not. But I don't see you talking about any other Indians who actually made some excellent things in their life. I don't see you covering those stories. All I see you covering is about the bad shit, and then you're talking about empowering the Indian community. That's
these people who feel like, oh, I'm doing this. So y'all also should be able to do this shit. Well, why the fuck? Like, look at me. She said it in the video. She was like, I did this, blah, blah, blah. Look, I have a good job. I went and studied. Instead of fighting in school, I was studying. Y'all were doing all this. Man.
Maybe you were not in that situation where the situation forces you to...
Yeah.
You have fight for yourself or whatever,
Yeah, you have great parents. I'm glad they raised you well. You went to college, you studied, you got a good job. That's great. That happens all the time in the Indian community. So many people who are so successful. But you cannot speak down on these people. It's not right. That's not the way it's going to work, because you're creating now a bigger divide, because if any of those people who are going through these things saw this video, you know what they're going to say? Fuck you. That's going to be their immediate response. And I've spoken to those people, and that's their response.
Yeah.
Fuck you. What the fuck you know about our situation? Like,
Also, I also think that you guys almost really want this situation to continue, so you guys can keep on making this kind of videos. I don't think you guys are genuinely like trying to stop this issue. I think you guys really want this to continue forever. So
yeah, because if it stopped, what she gonna make talk about?
So she can like clearly separate yourself lah. Like you look, I'm way up here, you guys are still down there. You need that to continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you lah. I hate that shit. I hate this. And again, this is not like a personal attack on her. I just don't like the way that video was made. I haven't liked a lot of the videos she's made, actually. She spoke about typism the other day, and her whole explanation of typism was wrong. like
yeah, that's the thing. They keep making this video look, I'm going to enlighten all of you. Like, it's not even in a neutral kind of place, you know. It's not neutral. It doesn't come from a neutral place.
Why do I need you to tell me something that I can Google on Wikipedia?
Yeah.
You said I can literally, from when I heard when she was talking about the typism shit and all that, I'm like, yo, this is the exact shit Wikipedia says. It's not even the correct story. Like, you Google also, and you did your research. And...
Also, you have like a certain amount of followers who are generally watching your video and all that. So I think you have like some sort of a responsibility to keeping it biased.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
It just irked me because of the fact that I know people who have gone through these situations, you know, like, and it's not that they want to nobody I know who's in those situations want to be in that situation.
Yeah, they're not having fun in that situation.
No, it's not imagine you're in a situation where you go to a bar to have a drink and you walk out and somebody comes and kills you. You think somebody wants to be in that situation?
Also, don't come to me and say that they are in the situation because they asked for it or whatever. Like, that's bullshit,
bro.
Like,
come on,
nobody would have like want to live life where like every day they're in danger of getting killed or whatever.
Come on, no. And also, let me just say that I do think that the Indian community is not the most oppressed community in Malaysia. I honestly feel like the Orang Asli community is probably the worst.
Yeah.
I feel like they've had it the worst. I mean, their name is Orang Asli and we treat them like shit. They were here first before us, before any of us. And I feel they get the worst end of everything, you know? But I would definitely say that Indian people are a close second. We are a close second in this shit.
It's weird because they keep commenting about like how I don't think like she's like stereotyping. Like, she's saying that because you guys are like fighting and because you see they were not drunk.
No.
But then you came to a conclusion they were drunk. So you yourself are not neutral. You're already making judgments here.
Yeah.
So your opinion is bad.
I hate it, dude. I hate with any race, lah. Okay, let's move away from like this Indian shit. With any race, that any minority that's being oppressed, I hate when some people from that minority who have made it try to speak on the people who are really going through it.
Yeah.
You know, Mirul, even I feel like even with Malay people, I feel that happens all the time. They are like, yo, I made it. I'm Datuk this. I own this thing, blah, blah, blah. When there are Malay people who literally live off whether the tide is right so they can catch fish or not in certain areas.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
This happens everywhere. And I hate that shit. It's like, who the fuck are you to tell me you should have done this? You should have done that. Like, bro, maybe the opportunity was not presented to me. I had to do certain things. I have friends who had to start working when they were 13 years old. Because they had to. Fuck school. They couldn't go to school. No, I have to work to eat. Like, I only have one parent. My mom is sick. I have to do this shit. I have to go through that. And then they end up, you know, going to do certain things that, you know, might allegedly be illegal or whatever the fuck. Like, and they start to get money. And that's how they ended up living their shit. But trust me, they don't want to do that shit. They would have loved to been in school with everybody else and learning some shit and go to uni and shit like that. They would have loved that. They would have loved to gone to UM or public university or whatever the fuck. But I mean, they already only let like 20 of us in there. So out of the 20, you think what everybody else is gonna be able, like, come on, dude, not everybody can afford to go to Taylor's or Sunway or wherever the fuck you came from, Nandini. I know you want from one of those places probably.
For sure.
Not everybody can afford to do that shit. Not everybody can afford to, even us, MMU, not everybody can afford to go to MMU. Like, it's just ignorant. It makes me very angry,
Very entitled.
very entitled, very privileged talk. Like, fuck you lah. Like, I guess I wanted to bring it up because I see a lot of people.
Apparently, it's just because they post all these British people, Tory punya information, all this cutout means that means you made your research lah.
Yeah.
Just because you put that shit means you research lah. That means
Yeah.
fuck lah.
off.
I also can search and copy paste that shit.
Yeah,
It's
I
easy.
mean, yeah,
It's easy to do that, but it's not easy to think from their view and think from their perspective.
Yeah, and be around them and talk to
giving
them.
them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, and being around them and talking to them and shit like that. Like, that's when you learn, like, oh shit, these guys are good guys. Of course, I am not in support of any gang violence. I don't want that shit to happen, and we have to definitely fix it as a community. But this is not the fucking way to do it, by talking on your shit like this. That's not the fucking way to do it. And I guess I wanted to bring it up because I think a lot of people of other races kind of look to her as like, oh, Nandini said this about this, so that must be it
right.
lah.
She must be right lah.
It's an Indian lady, Indian girl. She's dark skinned some more, so like they're like, oh, she's like super Indian. Like, she never does a video without the fucking vibhuti and putty on her head or whatever. So she must be like, oh, she knows her shit.
For all you know, it could just be an act. Yeah, I'm judging her lah. So what?
Yeah, so yeah, I mean,
Come lah, do a video lah. Just say lah, oh, this guy pakai baju hijau, he judged me because I wear this and that. Make a video.
Do it because I won't give a fuck because you just did an entire 9-minute video judging everybody who was involved in that situation.
Yeah, and I'm saying that you're fake. I'm saying that you're fake. Yeah. What are you gonna do about it?
I just don't like it. I don't like the tone. I don't like the trying to police people that you don't know what the fuck their lives are
the
like.
moral policing is gotta stop.
It's all bad, and for our listeners and viewers who are non-Indian, and I know Mirul has stayed quiet throughout this whole thing because he didn't want to really say anything, but like, I need y'all to know that all of this, like gangsterism, alcoholism, all this stuff, are issues within the community. Definitely, I agree, but there is a way to go about it, and the way to go about it is to go to the ground and talk to the people and fix the actual systemic problems that exist. Fix all that shit. Tell me why the fuck there's so many fucking Indian liquor shops that can open every fucking where. Tell me why. Wherever there's an Indian community, there's 2 or 3 liquor shops that open. They let
it's almost like they're encouraging, right?
They let that shit go, bro. All of this shit is illegal, but they let that shit go. It's you tell me why all of these things need to be fixed from the ground up. It's not, don't point at the people who are facing these things and have to go through these things. We have to fix why the fuck the biggest percentage of people in prison are Indian people. Why the fuck? You have to fix that shit. You have to go all the way to the ground and fix that shit. None of us want to go to prison. None of my friends' fathers wanted to go to fucking prison for 25 years or whatever the fuck. You have to fix the problem from the ground up, not by sitting here and being like, "Ooh, I made it. How come y'all don't know how to do this?" Fuck out of here, bro. Like, yeah. Okay. That was my rant. Shout out to Nandini. I'm glad you're getting your money with says.com or whatever the fuck. That's good for you. But don't ever do that shit again. Don't speak if you're not entirely sure. And I think this is for everybody, not just for her. If you're not entirely sure about something, and we do this all the time on the podcast when we're not sure, we don't speak on it. We're just like, hey, this shit happened. We don't really know. Whatever. Like, move on. Like, you don't have to fucking speak on everything, And you are not the spokesperson for the Indian community in Malaysia just because kids who are rich watch you. Fuck you. Okay. That's it. I apologize, Mirul. I had to I just had to bring that up.
It's okay, like you said. If you don't know anything, don't say anything. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah,
go
exactly.
ambil
That's the
sweater.
great. Okay.
Ju.
Tadi panas. Just now he was complaining he damn hot and shit, sweating and shit. Now you gotta go get a sweater. Okay, yeah. Everybody should take Miro's example. Miro didn't say shit during that like past 20 minutes. Like certain things you don't know about, just don't talk about it. That's a very important thing that I feel like people should learn. Okay, another thing that we forgot to talk about last week was the shooting that happened in America.
Colorado.
Where this white guy shot up massage
Oh,
parlor.
the massage parlor.
Yeah, he shot up a massage parlor.
They had
and-
two shootings in 1 week, right?
Correct. Another one happened in Colorado.
Colorado, yeah. That guy was Syrian.
A Syrian guy who went into was it a supermarket?
I'm not sure where he did.
I think it was a supermarket. And he just went
But
in there and
he
just shot up
shot.
a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I think in 2021 itself they've had like a lot of shootings. It's not like it's not like 2 or 3. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But anyways, going back to specifically the one that happened with the massage parlors, because they have been talking about like since like the coronavirus happened that like violence against Asians in America has gone up
On the
quite a
rise.
little bit.
But
Yeah.
I saw the number. It was 3,600%.
Yes, more than it was before.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's just America, dude. Like, I have friends in Australia also who tell me that, like, yo, like,
Yeah.
it happens here.
I've
also,
heard
like,
in UK also jadi.
UK also, like, and shit like that. And then, this dude went and shot up. He killed, I think about 8 Asian women were murdered in that shooting. And then, so the whole
They
thing.
blamed it on like the guy said it was because of he
has a
hates
sex addiction.
Yeah, sex addiction or whatever. Like.
So he said, the white guy said, I have a sex addiction and that like these massage parlors are nearby my place, so I cannot take it. So I went and just like shut up the place. I mean, there's a whole other conversation to be had about, the guy who shot and killed 8 people who got taken in by the police, completely civil, and that a police officer said that he's a nice kid who just had a bad day versus, what they would do if fucking 50 Cent went and shot up the place. That would have been a whole different story. But
Just had a bad day.
that's what they always say
Just
about
had a
this.
bad day.
That's what they always say about these. I'll say it, white terrorists. I call them
Yeah,
terrorists.
it's a white terrorist, bro.
You're a terrorist. If you go and shoot innocent people, you're a terrorist. Like
You're causing terror into public lives. You're a terrorist.
100%. Because the thing about it is like the distinction. Because I saw some like white lady on Fox News say that like, oh, how come whenever a white dude kills people, they say white terrorism, but then like, what about all the gang violence and blah blah blah? Look, the gang violence is nobody gonna shoot you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
they're shooting each other. Like,
Correct.
they're not walking into a shop and just letting a AR-15, an assault rifle, go in a shop full of people who are just doing their job. Like, that's completely different. That's terrorism. Gang violence, they're not different. Like, they're not gonna disturb you, bro. Like,
Correct.
yeah. And I saw an interesting thing when it came to this, right? So they started this whole hashtag Stop Asian Hate and blah 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 and all this kind of stuff. And I saw somebody say this, and they were like, this guy is like, can't remember his name now, but this guy is like half Japanese, half white, right? And he was saying that like, look, I've never been looked at as American. Like he said, my whole life, I've never been looked at as American. And he didn't say why, but I started to think about it. And I want to ask you guys something. Like, when you think American, what do you see in your head? The person.
I come from a different part of the internet. America! Fuck yeah!
Yeah, so I would
Gun
say,
toting, beer guzzling, that scooter riding. Motherfucker, let's go! They have a bald eagle here. Let's go.
With the topi, with the cans, right? The topi got cans inside.
America, fuck yeah.
So I think the why I asked that, and I think the conclusion I came to was because I didn't grow up on like white America. I grew up on like black America. So in my head, when I thought about what he said, I said, yeah, actually, when I think about America, I only think white or black. I don't think anything else. And I started to think about like the reason why, right? Well, why is that? Like that's wrong. Obviously, there's Latinos, there's Asians, they're all American also. They were born there. So like, what the fuck? Like, why didn't I never think of that? And then I started to realize that, white people basically they what do you call this? They conquer like politics and business. Like all the CEOs we know are
What you see in the news, lah.
yeah, all white, right? And then like black people dictate entertainment, right?
Correct.
The music, the whatever the fuck it is art wise, I feel they've always been on the African Americans specifically, the African Americans, the people who live in America, right? So they have always been in like sort of like the forefront that you get to see, So if you see some American shit, it's either some black shit or some white shit. You don't really get to see like there's no like, okay, if I ask you guys who you guys think the most famous Asian actor is,
Where?
like just off your head, like whoever, like Bruce Lee or
Jackie Chan.
Yeah, Jackie Chan, lah.
Jackie Chan or Bruce. Yeah, but they're not American. They're
Oh,
yeah. If
okay.
American, susah agak.
Brandon Lee.
Babi.
No. Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son. Because I grew up.
Bruce Lee's son.
Yeah, because I grew up with his movies more than his father's.
Brandon Lee also got shot, right?
Yeah, but
that
that one
was
mishap,
on set.
what? That one sad.
Movie set. Yeah.
Movie set.
Just because kena tembak, he got shot.
He did get shot though. What do you call this? Yeah, but so like I was thinking to myself like, oh, okay, there's no because the Asian people in America, right? I would say like, and this will relate back a little bit to Malaysia. So the fact that they got to America is already like their accomplishment. So they decided to do things like become doctor, lawyer, like safe punya things, and they're just in the society, but they're just there. It's not like in your face type of situation. So when I was looking at this shit, I was like, oh, that's why people look at certain people who live in their own country as, oh, you're not from here, you're foreign, because I don't see you all the time. I don't see you in the movies. I don't see you in the they made Crazy Rich Asians, which was terrible, but like,
I didn't watch
it. I watched it. It was terrible. Like you don't see it, right? But the thing is, like, I read a statistic about like how like Asian Americans are like actually the richest. They're richer like than white people per capita, like per household. Their per household like income is like more than like white people. They're rich as fuck. Like I was telling Middle a couple of weeks ago, my girl made me watch this show on Netflix called The Bling Empire.
Yeah.
Which is just rich Asian people living in LA, and they are like, bro, like billionaire rich. But they're not like in your face, right? And I started to think about it. And I was like, okay, Malaysia also is the same way, if you think about it. Because mass media in Malaysia is race-based. So Malay people watch Malay. Generally, I'm saying just generally.
TV3.
Malay people watch Malay shit. Chinese people watch Chinese shit. Indian people watch Indian shit. So, I do think that plays a part in why we are like so divided. Because the average Malay makcik doesn't normally see Indian people on TV or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
If they do see, it's the Indian fella being like, being like Indian as fuck, you know? Like,
but then speaking from
also,
Malay punya household and a lot of them watch Hindustani, you know.
Yeah, Bollywood.
That's true also.
Yeah,
That's
Bollywood.
true.
So Bollywood is not Tollywood, right? It's different.
It's not South Indian, which is the most of
Yeah.
people here are South Indian.
Not
South Indian is South Indian is Hollywood.
Hollywood, yes.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's
Yeah.
different, But I can see like a lot of the aunties nowadays are starting to move towards that, which is for me it's a good thing.
No, I'm not talking about like learning about like where we came from, no, because we are not from India. Sashi and I are not from India.
Yeah,
There's-
but then don't you see as like maybe like a baby step to understand? I see.
There's nothing wrong with that, lah. There's nothing
I
wrong
don't see.
about
I don't see.
watching. But I understand what Kavi is saying. Like, how to say, like in terms of entertainment, we have. There's no much of a show where, not saying there's no shows lah. There's maybe very little where all of us are there and like where all the entire community watches that show.
because
In terms of representation lah.
because I feel like when I thought about Malaysia, is the thing about it is we have a Malaysian Indian culture. We don't live on like, yeah, of course, generally the Indian community watch like India shit or whatever, or the Chinese community watch like China shit or whatever. But in terms of culture, there's a specific like only Malaysian Indians talk like this or dress a certain way, or like, only Malaysian Chinese talk like this, dress a certain way, or whatever the fuck. So that is not being represented, is what I mean. Not represented, but not like it's not in your face. Whether it's politics or entertainment, whatever the fuck it is, like whatever is out in the open, you don't see that. So when people like, it's hard for people to understand each other because it's like I don't see you every day on my TV or whatever the fuck. So when I see you and I think that this land belongs to me, I'm like, you a fucking foreigner lah. Who the fuck are you? I let you come here. Otherwise, whatever, right? When the fact of the matter is, we were born here and we live a very Malaysian lifestyle. Like,
yeah, I see your point. Like, there are some people here who can't disassociate the origin and who the people right now are, because the people right now are as Malaysian. They are the same as me, same as everyone else.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, especially the older generation, can't disassociate that.
Yeah,
I see. I understand you.
Yeah, so that's just what made me. I mean, I saw that and I thought about that. Like, also, I do want to mention that I'm all for this like stop Asian hate thing. Yeah, stop like beating up people because you think they brought coronavirus when the fucker like was born in New York. Like, you don't fucking beat that shit, bro. What the fuck is that shit, dude? Like, this Chinese lady in Australia has an Australian accent. Like, she grew up in Melbourne with you. Why the fuck you beating her up on a train about some virus that came from all the way over there? Like, the fuck, dude? Stop that shit for sure. I agree. But I also have to point to the Asian community a little bit also and say, look, we are also ourselves very racist.
Yeah.
No cap.
We are racist. We are very racist. You know how racist Asian people are, not? Asian people are racist to Asian people. That's how racist we are. Like, at least like the white people are not racist to other white people. Like, we are like, we hate our own people, dude. Like, we like, fuck you. Like, we super racist. So I'm like, okay, go ahead. Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say something. You were yawning.
Sorry.
I thought Sashi was gonna say something. He was yawning. Nah, but I'm just saying that lah. Like, okay, that's great. Of course, like, stop Asian hate and all that. But also, to all the Asian people, like, we need to get our act together. So, like, we are racist. A lot of like, I think my parents are racist. Like
To especially when we are driving.
To an extent.
Yeah.
No. When it comes to driving,
everybody's a racist.
People are not racist. They are sexist.
Sexist also.
People are not racist. They are sexist and they are ageist. Like, came up on tour ni dok rumah boleh kan?
Hey, but go to the left lane like you old fuck. Like,
yeah, that's always the thing.
That's generally because we are probably late for work or whatever.
Probably.
Sampai office, sorry boss, I'm late. That is one fucking uncle. Fucker damn slow, stays on the right lane.
Yeah, we need to fix that shit for ourselves also. Otherwise,
can't wait for someone to come and call us racist just because we say this.
Fuck them.
Yeah, come lah, come.
Fuck them. Yeah, we need to look at that shit as well. Also, I find it kind of interesting also lah that like when this shit happened to American Asians, then the whole world is in an uproar where we have situation in Myanmar, which is terrible. You have the
Situations in Uyghur, in
the-
Tibet, in
correct the
Mongolia.
Muslims who are in China who are literally in concentration camps.
Yeah, what the fuck?
They
bro?
are being harvested for their organs. Nobody's
Yeah. Labor and shit that
And
we
then
don't
when
say
Ozil like raised the question, he got fired from Arsenal.
he
Yeah.
asked them to chow. Like, why the fuck? What is that? Like when that happened in America, immediately my whole timeline was stop Asian hate, stop Asian hate, stop Asian hate. I'm like, okay, but like there's stuff happening in Asia though, like that we need to fix for ourselves first. Like,
That's the thing. They think America is the entire world.
yeah,
That's the
dude.
problem. They don't think there's anything beyond America.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
which is insane.
Yeah.
I saw this week that the Myanmar military like killed a 7-year-old kid.
Yeah, and then they went on a silent strike. Fucked up, bro.
Yeah, they like shut down all the business in like all the people were like, fuck it, we're not gonna open any shops, nothing. We're just gonna stay at home
Yeah.
for like 7 days or something like that because they shot a kid, dude. Like, and I see a lot of people talking about it, but not as much as like when that shit happened. I'm like, come on, dude. I get it. We hate white people and we wanna.
I mean,
Whenever white people.
the
Go ahead.
big media, right, are owned by them.
Yeah.
You understand? Like a lot of the
Go ahead, I go
main
please.
like all the mainstream news or whatever media comes from them. So whatever they cover, it's like gonna be in our face out, and it's gonna be on everybody's in the world's face, because
Yeah.
everybody looks at them. I mean, and then like for instance, Myanmar, and there are reports of protesters being caught, being taken away, and then they found back their body with like scars of like human organ harvesting.
Yeah.
So it backs the question, like the fuck is actually happening in Myanmar, because they are in a media blackout. They have no internet access.
Correct.
It's super hard for people to post stuff. So for us to keep updated pun macam susah.
Yeah.
It thinks back like you said lah, macam we can critique like people in Asia, but when we critique the troublemaker, I mean the troublemaker in Asia, it only points to one place, and that is like a
Touchy.
titan. Yeah, it's a very touchy, and that troublemaker is like a titan of the world, I guess, economic. So susah nak cakap anything.
Even America is kind of afraid of them, lah. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just yeah. I mean,
Because I just watched a documentary, I think last couple of days, about the Uyghur concentration camp, and apparently they are marrying off the Uyghurs people to like the single people of the Han punya ni, and I'm like, whoa, okay, fucked up, said
It's crazy, dude. It's a literal concentration camp. That's some Nazi shit, bro. Like,
Yeah, but
It's not
nobody
like-
is ready to say anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Lah. I mean, I just thought about that lah when I heard that person say that about like, yeah, I think it's basically like cultural assimilation, right? Like, how do we get everybody to just be like everybody's Malaysian? I think I always say this: the root of the problem is the fact that we are not called Malaysians; we are called by our race in our own country itself.
Yeah.
Our IC says Indian, and
Melayu.
African, Hindu. Yeah, it's like that's the crux. The crux of the problem, I think, is that if when we first formed this country, we decided, okay, look, everybody's called Malaysian now. If you're born here, you call Malaysian. That's it.
Can.
That would have been a big step.
Probably would have created a better race lah. The Malaysian race, like where if
Yes.
we were allowed.
I think
like,
we are the generation of the Malaysian race. Like I think our generation is the because we had the bangsa Malaysia.
Yes.
Remember we had that one with that thing going on when we were younger, when
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
in school. So I think
Yeah.
that our generation is the need. That's why I was like, for me, for this kind of things, and it's about time, because the generation that are like causing problem apa semua are starting to like
Die off, hopefully.
subside. I'm gonna say die off, subside. So like we can't say anything for them, but what we can say is for us.
Yeah.
And the
Definitely.
way I see it, our generation so far is doing okay. I mean, they are still like the radical whatever fuckers, but then
Things sometimes get passed down, right?
yeah,
To your children. So.
true. And I feel like
The
the
radicals need to
outweighs
chill,
are.
lah.
Hmm?
Radicals need to chill, lah. Everybody's tired, man.
Oh my god! Don't get me started on the
Everybody
radical.
have their work. Everybody's tired, lah. Nobody's thinking about I want to be like the best race in this country. Dude. Chill.
Fuck that, dude. We just want everybody to be the same and normal.
Just chill, everybody chill. Work.
Now I
I'm
teringat.
tired, bro.
I teringat that auntie, dude. I can't.
Relax,
When I
relax.
remember the auntie, I get super fucking triggered.
Like
Holy fuck! I
the auntie is just it's just lost, lah. She's lost, lah. She Nandini needs to speak to her, lah.
We should get together, lah. Yeah.
They both need to get together.
If they get
have a
together,
dialogue.
rabak, dude. Rabak, sial. That auntie with Nandini. Whoa!
To the listeners, the auntie we are referring to is somebody we're not gonna mention. So fuck that. I don't care. Find out yourself which auntie we're talking about.
They gave them absolutely no clue though, but
That
not funny.
auntie ruined my whole day, dude. I try my best not to let this kind of people ruin my day, but oh my god, that auntie.
I'm
Just
not gonna
thinking
lie,
about her upsets me right now.
I'm not gonna lie, when I watched that video, I thought I would like find it funny, but I did get mad a little bit. I was like, okay, fuck you.
How can you be this stupid, dude?
Okay, let's not.
Okay. Fuck that auntie. If that auntie is your mom,
Yeah.
fuck you too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that video is exclusive though.
yeah, hug exclusive, bro.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's the only clue.
Hug exclusive.
Ya, sahabat teman-teman. Okay, move on. I'm gonna get fucking triggered.
We have
Let's
moved
close
on.
that.
Moved on.
We close that. Okay. Okay, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. Rest in peace to all the people who got murdered by that white terrorist.
Yeah.
And also that shooting that happened after that in Colorado. Also, I don't know, America. You all need to figure out your gun control situation. Like,
No, the gun control situation and the thing the guy they did they implement whatever the fuck the new rule thing
yeah,
the guy the second shooting guy, the Syrian guy, bought his weapon 6 days or 9 days prior. I'm like,
6 days before. Yeah,
bagus zo korang.
yeah,
And then
efficient, lah.
a lot of people are saying like, okay, this guy is Syrian. Why are we not calling him terrorist? And he is a terrorist. That's what
yes,
I'm trying to say.
100%.
It's just that
Not
a lot
all
of
Muslim
people.
terrorists.
I mean, tak kisahlah that one. Nobody says anything about when their president bombed Syria before this happened, and then this guy decided to like shoot the place up. I don't know. It could be repercussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be repercussion.
Hey,
Yeah.
if you bomb my country, I might shoot shit out of you too.
No, I
You're bombing
see-
killed my family. I
Yeah.
tapas with you.
Yeah.
I see no one talks about this on the internet.
Yeah, because it's
or
always
whatever.
one side, yeah. It's always one side.
Yeah.
It's always one side. I'm American. I must be right. Most powerful country in the world.
Fuck, fuck them. I mean,
Fuck that shit, man.
America, a lot of great things has come out of that. A lot of great people
Yeah.
that we ourselves look up to come from there,
course.
for sure.
Pop culture. Power.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about the government and like all you racist fuckers and all like that. I'm talking to y'all. I'm not talking to like the entirety of America. It's like when I say fuck China, I'm not saying fuck Chinese people. I'm saying fuck the Chinese government. That's all.
CCP.
Fuck the guy who ate the bad soup if that was real.
Yeah.
That guy in specific,
That,
you
just
motherfucker.
that
you
one
die,
guy.
like.
Just that one guy. Not the whole.
if the bad soup was the real shit, then dude,
yeah. If that was the real reason, then okay, fuck
you
that one specific
shit
dude.
blood and die, lah, fucker.
Yeah. Not Chinese people. I'm not gonna walk out my door and be like, "Hey, you Chinese fucker, you got." I'm not gonna. Come on, dude. The
Yeah.
fuck kind of stupid
Yeah,
shit.
I know better than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Learn to be better, like you fucking.
Also,
idiots.
yeah, it's important not to judge someone based on like the country or their race. Rather, what's the person punya character?
Yeah.
Like I can be like coming from the most like Zen Buddhist punya shit, but what if like inside
I'm an
me I
asshole.
have like what if inside me I'm an asshole? Like you can't say like all Buddhists are like, you can't say that.
Yeah. It's just because
That-
one
it-
person did that shit, right? Like,
it's specific to that one person and that one brain though. So yeah.
That's all I wanted to say now. Okay, let's move on to a little bit of a. I find this funny, lah. I don't know if the people are gonna find it funny or if y'all gonna find it funny, but so apparently the Malaysian government is looking to set up a department to investigate black magic crimes.
I support
Go! We're gonna have our own Constantine, baby.
This is Hellboy shit. I'm totally in.
Hellboy, the supernatural
I'm signing
boys. I'm signing up.
Yeah, I'm signing up for this.
I will
I wanna
join you
play with
guys.
this.
Yes, please. Can I follow you guys?
I want to catch black magic shit. Let's do this. I'm totally interested. Which college?
It's. I mean,
I'm
it's
going
just-
back to college.
It's okay. I'll tell you this, like, as a Malaysian, it's funny to me, but at the same time, I kind of also know that some of this stuff actually happens.
Yeah, true.
Where like people, with the Malay culture, like the santau shit and all that, right? They send shit.
True.
Indian people, they just put lime and shit in front of the door.
Yeah, there's
and all.
like a lot of story around black magic, right? Like you
Yeah.
macam gotta give it a little bit of chance lah.
Yeah.
Like,
So
this shit might
that
just
was my
happen.
question to you guys. Like, how much do you guys like believe?
Oh, dude, I believe.
Yeah.
You guys know me as a very scientific back person, but then
Yes, sir.
it happened to my dad. I think last couple of years.
I see.
That it actually changes my perception towards it, because like, bro, my family are like hardcore introverts. We don't really like to mix with other people.
Right.
Usually raya time we will just go, like, just the five of us just go bercuti somewhere, like mind our own business, like introvert family lah. And then one day,
Sounds cool.
And then one day my dad was like starting to get sick. He's not getting better, and then blah 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 blah. So my mom was like, what the fuck, kan? Cari doctor ni tadi. And then we cleaned the house. As my mom cleaned the house, we went outside at belakang rumah kita orang. There were like a lot of oranges,
Okay.
like not oranges, like oranges, not like. It's like somebody dumped oranges behind our house. So my mom's like, whatever the fuck ah. My mom kemas, and my mom threw it away. And then after my mom threw it away, we call like this ustad guy and just like, just to see if anything happened. And then the guy went to the orange place and said, wait, did someone threw stuff here? There's like stuff here that was left by someone who like dengki or whatever the fuck. And then my mom said, yeah, there's like oranges. We thought it's just like tertumpah from lorry or whatever the fuck, but that's what my mom threw. And my mom said, no, it's actually somebody stand here just because they are like dengki with their family. And I'm like, bro, my family never bothered anyone. and the thing is, it doesn't just happen to my dad, it happened to my uncle before. And then it's like, in front of my own eyes, I see my cousin fucking wailing, menangis. We had to like hold her down and stuff, because people are sending, they call it the hantar santau, because she doesn't want to accept this guy's hand in marriage proposal. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this? So that's why I want to join the government body. I got first-hand experience, by the way. Miden.
Roger.
Miden.
Roger.
Call.
Sashi, because I feel like Sashi is the most probably the one who doesn't believe all this kind of shit. So like, what do you?
It'll be like, okay, I don't like macam believe in God and all that. So if I say that I don't, if I believe in black magic, it will be very contradicting.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kind like how can that exist and it's not exist? So I would say I won't. I don't believe it, but I can't just deny the people punya experience pun.
Right.
Because I've heard my Indonesian friend, I have got Kelantan friends, Nakib, Elmer, all telling me weird stories. And they tell like different kind, and they tell a lot of stories.
Yeah.
And I know like some of these places, like even Kelantan, Indo, sometimes certain places keras,
Yes.
Kan. So I can't tell that, oh, you guys are lying to me, I won't believe it. I wouldn't say that. Because from whatever you guys are saying,
It's a very real experience.
The experience is real.
Yeah.
Whether I can prove it or not, I don't know lah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's tough. It's really tough.
Even for our family people, we just like deny, like even though the ustad said that, we just like, oh no lah, my dad just say, because we don't believe in those kind of stuff. But then it happened lah.
But I guess the thing about it is, go ahead, Sashi.
Yeah, probably where I stand is, you could exist, but I choose not to disturb you. I choose not to believe in you. You do your shit.
Yeah.
I'll do my shit.
Sashi talking directly to God right now.
Directly
Like,
to the hantu wall.
Yeah, he's like, yo, you hear this? I don't believe you. You just do your shit.
You can be there. I just choose not to trust you lah.
Yeah.
That's all lah.
I mean, I think the thing about it is like,
But sign me up though.
Exactly.
I need cool guns and all that shit.
Ghostbuster shit, bro.
Ghostbuster shit, bro. I need that shit, alright?
Even in my mind, when I heard Kavi say that, in my mind I was like, wait, Men in Black? I'm like, okay, I'm ready for that.
I'm straight out the Hellboy.
I want the fucking the grasshopper gun. I'm ready for that, bro.
Ghostbuster.
Ghostbuster, yeah. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, no, but I guess the thing is like I did find it funny, but I also thought to myself like, okay, if believe or not believe lah, but people do these things, Like Miro told his story, like my mom owns a kindergarten, and like years ago lah, like I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, some shit like that. One day she goes to open a kindergarten, and at the front of a kindergarten is just a bunch of like limes cut, and there's like nails and that shit with hair in it, like just like all over the front. Like whether it affected her, it didn't affect her lah, but whether it affected her or not, people do these kind of things.
Correct.
And I know it's a joke to a lot of people. I also found it funny, but maybe we should be like looking for these people and be like, yo, that's a crime. It's a crime for you to try, and whether it works or not doesn't matter. But for you to even try, and
it's a crime.
Yeah, it's a crime. Well, what are you trying to do? You're trying to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
So it's like attempted murder, right? You try to stab a dude, doesn't die.
Point and case, do you guys remember that we watched the worst prison in the world? It's a Netflix docuseries.
Yeah.
Okay, remember that one episode where they went to the prison in South Africa, and there's this one guy who murdered his own child.
Children, yeah.
He murdered his own children because the witch doctor said, yeah, you need to do that.
Yeah.
So for me, by having this body, as troll as it sounds, I think you need to you can put a dam.
This delusional kind of things.
Yeah, you can put a dam before things get out of hand and happened there.
A lot of things happens, bro. Like Bomo raping women and shit like that, because they like, oh, the only way to fix your problem is for me to fuck you, and then like they do that shit, and like, yeah. So in that sense, I'm like, you know what? You're right. It is a crime. Whether it works or not, or if it's real or not, doesn't matter. The intention is to damage somebody else.
Yeah, doing crime on the name of macam black magic.
Yeah.
Like people coming you for like genuine help and you fucking them up. Yeah, we can help them up.
Pussy play tu main magic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know lah if it's real or not. I also have had Mirul, you're not the first person, like Sashi said. A lot of people have told me stories where their families go through shit, right?
Yeah.
So like I've heard lah, and I don't see real reason for them to lie to me about this shit in the first place. So
yeah.
So it's like I'm sure it's real. I'm sure it's in some way it might be real lah.
But here's an interesting story though. When my brothers and I were like budak kecil.
Mm.
So there was one night, my elder brother, he claimed to see orang minyak in my house.
Okay.
We all were sleeping. He buka his mata. He saw this person, and this person just stared down at my elder brother. My elder brother couldn't do anything lah, macam just stuck.
Yeah.
He felt stuck, and the next day, my mother's punya some of the jewelry semua hilang.
Okay.
So, you know, so I don't know. I don't know how.
Did you believe your brother? Do you believe your brother?
It's hard to say because what if it's like something that he imagined ke atau
But what happened to your mom's jewelry?
Yeah, it doesn't explain
yeah,
the
that's the
jewelry.
thing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
It's tough. It's tough to.
I mean, if people out there who actually know ni and hook a brother up, I need to know what's the number for tomorrow, number echo. Maybe we can,
yes, sir.
you know,
Yeah.
maybe we can, you know,
Please.
make each
Tomorrow,
other's life better, I guess.
day after tomorrow, Saturday. Let me know. I want to hit the jackpot. I'll give you whatever. 23
Yeah.
million. I'll give you a couple. You know.
Bola, I want
Yeah,
to tikam bola also can.
Tikam bola also can. Whatever the fuck lah. You can never
That'd be
know.
really helpful.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's a lot of
Then
stories.
next
But
week
I
we
mean,
can upgrade our podcast, really.
exactly. That's it. Straight up. Bro,
up.
studio. I straight buy a studio, bro.
We are doing podcasts every day. Then we just
Yeah.
quit our jobs.
That's
Every
our
day
life
doing
now.
podcasts.
No job. We just
we are
do podcasts
podcasters.
every
We
day.
are podcasters.
We
right now.
stay sebelah the studio kan.
Yeah. We're rich.
Yeah. I just thought it was interesting lah because I don't think that any other government outside of like Asian governments would think of this kind of thing. Like, I don't think like you will hear Joe Biden be like, "We are about to establish this." Like, they would never fucking happen. So I thought
They had
What,
space force, dude.
what this could really be is like the government tries to like funnel some amount of money into some.
Of course.
So they
Yeah.
create like this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Fuck you! I really want this to happen. I'm signing up.
Yeah. Do it if you can.
I want
So
our
I think-
own Men in
I
Black,
think-
dude.
I think all three of us the only member, right?
Yeah. Just 3 people,
Just-
right?
just 3 of us.
Like, yeah. Yo, that would be great content, bro. We go out, do shit, come do the
Yeah.
podcast. Like, yo, we saw this shit this week. Like,
No, we stay really vloggers and we just go haunted mansion,
yeah.
guns and all that. Yo,
Hello, is anyone here?
right? No one's here. Job done. Ciao.
Okay, ciao.
Nobody
Okay.
answered, so we laughed.
Yeah.
Nobody answered, so we laughed.
I said, yo,
Seems
if somebody
legit.
is here, touch this thing, and nobody touched it. so
Nobody
we ciao.
touched, so we chow ah. Nothing ah. Easy. Money well spent.
Reason seems legit. And
Okay, I just thought that was like a real funny thing that is going on. Okay, that's pretty much it for like our general topics and shit. Let's get into a little bit of like music talk just briefly. First off, I want to say in terms of new music that came out, I've only been listening to one thing, and that's Benny the Butcher put out The Plugs I Met 2, and oh my god, man! I think that I really wanted to bring this up because like I don't know if you guys know Griselda, right? I think Sashi might know.
I don't know who Griselda is.
I feel like Griselda, Benny, West Side Gun, Conway the Machine. I feel like they've not missed for like 3 years. Like whatever the fuck they've put out for the past 3 years, the 3 of them, whether together or their solo albums or whatever, right? It's all been like super high quality, just like rap shit. And this new album, Plugs I Met 2 by Benny the Butcher, is produced by Harry Fraud, who I also want to shout out because he's been killing the game. He did the Jim Jones album, he did a Currency album. The beats are smooth. Middle, if you want some like just smooth ass beats, like with saxophones and shit, go listen to this shit. And on top of that, you have Benny rapping about what Benny raps about best, which is drugs and killing people. But like he does, it's a great album. It's a great album. Yeah, should go check that out. I've been just listening to that the whole week. Also, in a little bit of music news locally, Hip Hop DX, which is a platform that's been around for quite some time, a hip hop platform that's based in America. I would say it's something like Double XL or the Sauce, that kind of thing. They have today announced that they are opening up Hip Hop DX Asia, which is based in Malaysia. And yeah, I mean, I think
Oh, it's based in Malaysia, lah.
it's based, yeah. So the operations are based in Malaysia, but I mean, it's not only about Malaysia, lah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Asia, but it's based in Malaysia. Shout out to 33.3 Studios who did all the visuals and shit for them, Blink and all them who did that shit. I think it's a very good step because
Yeah, because they recognize though Asian ada banyak market.
correct.
Asian ada banyak talent. Like even in Def Jam also they open Asia one because they
Yes, sir.
recognize there's market here.
Yes,
I mean
sir. It's
Asia
coming.
lah. I mean yeah.
Yeah, and I mean the fact that they like bertapak in Malaysia lah,
I find that really cool.
it's telling. Like I mean, even I mean, the president of Def Jam is
Yeah,
Joe.
yeah.
So like
Correct.
the fact that they choose here to be the center of whatever the fuck they're doing, kind of it's great lah. It shows that like we've been making some noise in the Asian scene because
Let's go! Great news.
yeah, because I mean, there's Japanese hip hop and all that kind of stuff, blah, 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 but it seems like people are starting to realize that in Malaysia, like this hip hop thing is like it's big, it's really big. Like I was just thinking about it yesterday, yo, everybody's a rapper now. Like
Everybody's a rapper now.
influencer, movie actors, everybody wants to rap now. Like it's really become like a real thing now, for the good or for the bad, like whatever it is, but it's big. And
No, I think
Yeah.
it's good because you know why? No? When I'm giving you another macam example lah.
right,
Like right now, macam phones and cameras are quite accessible. Everybody can own
Yep.
one. Everybody can come and say that they want to be macam filmmaker and all that. So it's good for them. They can have access to this what do I
Technology.
say? This text lah. So
Yep.
only then you'll know whether you really like it or not. You have
Correct.
to try it.
Correct.
So people who like macam nak rap, they can try. They can if only when you try you'll know that shit I'm good at this or not.
Yes.
And that's how you macam curate though.
Yep.
Those who last, they are the good ones.
Yes,
Those
sir.
who didn't last, no
Wasn't
problem.
for you lah.
No, wasn't for you lah. Just try something else.
Yes, sir. And
It's good that they have access to try out what I'm saying.
correct.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like I think the frequency that people are trying it with rap music in Malaysia is really high.
Yeah.
Like every other day I see a new kid or whatever the fuck who's trying and doing a freestyle or whatever the fuck, right? Like,
correct.
so that's why I think like these companies are coming and being like, okay, we're gonna make Malaysia our base and we're gonna move out of here. That's dope. That's really, really dope. Shout out to well, I know the person who's behind it, but I'm not gonna say it. But shout out to them for brokering this deal and bringing them over here. And yeah, Hip Hop DX. If you want a fucking podcast on your fucking network, I mean, you know where to reach us. You know where to reach us. Okay?
Email.
We got you. Fucking Instagram DM pun boleh. Tak payah email pun. We got you. I do hope lah. I do just hope that they bring in the right people, not just people who are popping or whatever the fuck, which is usually how it works.
Yeah.
So I hope
at least keep it balanced lah.
Yes, correct. Like you can have your more mainstream stuff and all that, but have some of the some of the other stuff, because
keep it balanced would be nice.
Yeah, because I feel the underground scene in Malaysia, I wouldn't call it underground also lah, like the artists who are not like super mainstream in Malaysia, all of them are like really like doing a lot of shit, and they have a lot of fans. I mean, the fucking Force Park Boys music video is at like 400,000 views right now, and they're not considered, like, if you ask a normal person in Malaysia, they will be like, who the fuck is Force Park Boys? But it's working, so you need that little bit of like a balance lah. So hopefully they do that lah. Yeah, that's pretty much it for music. Young Raja is dropping a new single. Actually, what time is it? Yeah, in like 5 minutes. The song is called Mami. He's dropping that shit. y'all should go check that out, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty much it for music. You guys have anything else y'all want to talk about?
You watched the Debo music video, the horse,
Nah.
the Asian young thug.
Nah, I didn't see that, dude.
It's funny lah, but the video punya, the production is cool.
What's his name?
Debo, DBO.
DBO.
That's the first time I heard of it. My friend sent to me. I think it's getting viral now. This Asian guy with a white chick on his white horse. I think it's Japanese. I think. Yeah.
Dope.
Debo.
Debo. The song's name is Horse.
Shout out to Debo from Friday. Rest in peace to
Rest in peace to Debo from
Tiny. Yeah. I'll check that shit out, dude. I'll check that shit out. That shit sounds dope. Okay, if there's nothing else, we're not doing video of the week this week, guys, because we got shit to do sometimes.
Yeah,
So we
sorry.
cannot be talking on
That's
here
my
for-
bad. I'm the one who's supposed to be coming up with the videos, but I got my hands tied, baby.
It's good. It's good.
I'm
it's good.
busy.
It's good. It's
No, the
good.
video is the Young Raja video. After this podcast, everybody go watch.
Yeah, everybody go watch that and imagine
that-
us. Actually,
yeah,
don't
you-
imagine us because I don't think it'll be a good. Okay, whatever. I'm kidding.
Just
I'm
a
kidding.
joke. Keep
I'm
calm.
kidding. Like Joe Budden likes to always say, comedy style.
Comedy style.
Comedy style. Okay, if that's it, then we'll end the shit right here. Gas Station Podcast episode 16. Also, can I just say we did 15 episodes, guys, and I'm really happy about that.
Oh, when you sent me that picture of the tile, I was so happy, dude.
I was waiting because I know when you hit 15, then there'll be like 3 rows of
Yeah, when I
podcast.
saw that,
shit
I'm
looks
so
good, dude.
happy. It's like, wait, we did 15 weeks, no pause?
Yes, sir.
Oh my god. I didn't even go to class that much.
Exactly, dude.
What the
Consistently,
fuck?
right?
Like,
15
what the
weeks
fuck?
straight,
dude?
me going to class? No way.
No way, dude.
No
Confirm,
way.
at least
No
confirm
way.
got cuti, right?
If I don't go to class, Sashi won't go to class.
That has happened a few
And then
times.
I will go by myself and I'll be like,
Then-
okay, fine,
Fuck,
guys.
If
I'll
we
come after
wait, no,
that.
we wait because we like, I won't mandi, I already planned already. I won't mandi, David will mandi first, ask him to go first. And then Amir will be on the side, but Amir, are you going to class? And no, I'm not going. Okay, I'm not going.
I'll be in class, and then I'm in class alone, like fuckers. Fine, I'll come over later, like chiba. Yeah, so I'm really proud of us for that. Also, guys, before we end, I just want to let the listeners know we are officially on Spotify now.
Yes,
So
sir.
you can check out our
Spotify.
episode.
Spotify. We
Y'all
making
don't want-
money. No, we don't make money.
Look at our faces while you're listening to us
Yeah.
talk. You can just go, listen to it Spotify, listen to it at work.
It'll infinitely just sound more professional. For some
Yes.
fucking reason, it just sounds more professional.
Yes, sir. The Spotify episodes are gonna drop before the YouTube episodes. You guys, if you guys follow us, you guys will see I'll post it probably around afternoon-ish on Fridays before the video podcast drops. So if you guys are at work, on the train, or whatever the fuck, y'all
Yeah.
can listen to that shit. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Gas Station Podcast episode 16. I'm your host, Kayczar. I'm here once again with Nobu, aka Amirul. Nobu streams. You can check him out, twitch.tv/Nobu plays. He missed today because he had a lot of work to do.
I
but
got
are you back-
arthritis.
Are you back tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow I'll be back.
Yes, sir.
My hip is sore because the weather is cold.
Yeah, he's old. Okay, also with us is Kafka Purp, aka Sashi. You can check out his art on Instagram.
Instagram.
No, you know what happened? No, I was thinking to myself, don't say Kafka Purp _. again.
Underscore.
So I fucked up. But then I fucked up saying Instagram.
Instagram. Let's go.
Check it out on Instagram at Kafka_Purp.
Do it for the gram.
Do it for the gram. My name is Kayczar. I'm a rapper producer. You can check my shit out on Spotify, Apple Music.
Check out his new
YouTube.
song.
Oh yeah, and freestyle, new freestyle.
Check
his
out my new freestyle. I just dropped the Budak Budak Ijam freestyle yesterday. And can I just say that Rebel Asia commented on my freestyle and said I was dangerous.
Whoa! Shout out. By the way, Rebel Asia, he's not that dangerous. He just looked dangerous. He's actually very nice.
And said he said you're not playing. And Man, like I didn't cry, but like a single tear like just dropped off. Like it's just like
Tear of
man.
happiness.
Yeah, just like one tear. Like I was like,
The
okay.
album cover over there.
I yeah. I was like, I don't care how many views this gets anymore. I'm like, that's good enough for me. I mean, if y'all don't know Revelation
It reached the people that
made the
matters.
song.
That matters, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the guy who made the fucking song. And like, you know.
Yeah.
So for him to acknowledge that was really nice. So yeah, I'm gonna go check that out if y'all want to check it out. If not, I don't really give a fuck because Rebel Asia already saw it. So that's pretty much it. Gas Station Podcast, episode 16. We are checking the fuck out. Peace.